So now that we've got acts as votable set up in our app, I can take this line, acts as votable, and I can add it to anything in my, any model that I have. So I've got items, I've got tweets already set up. I'm going to add this to the item class. And now this one, if you follow along with the follower one, is different because you only need to add this line, and then anything can be the voter. Whereas before, I had to do acts as followable and acts as follower. So these two gems actually work a little bit differently. I don't need to change my user model, but you can put this inside of your tweet or any model that you want to be able to tally votes on. And once I've done this, if I open up the console, Rails console, and I find a user, like say user equals user.findBy, and find my guy by email. And do I have any items in here? I do. And I have items, and these correspond. It's not necessary that you actually follow along with the items generation step, by the way, because I'm just showing you this with a generic item, but you'll be able to do this with anything that you actually want to do this on. So this is just a very generic item, no styles. But if I take the item, and let's remember what the actual language here is, item.likedBy, and then you pass in the user. So you can do liked by, or you can do downvote from, and those serve different purposes. So if I do item.likedBy user, then what actually happens here is it creates a new like in our database. So now if I have item and I look at the item votes for, I'll see that there's a vote in here for this item. And the vote has an ID of 1. The votable type is item. The votable ID is 2, so it's the second item. The votable voter type is user and voter ID 2, so that identifies the user who did the voting. Vote flag true, that actually shows that it was a positive vote. If I downloaded this, that vote flag would be false. There's no scope, the weight is 1, and the others are just when this was created and when it was updated. And I can also do votes for.size if I want to see how many people have voted for this thing. Now that also includes the downvotes. So if you want to be specific to the positive or the negative one, you can do item.votes for up, and then that goes only the positive ones. You can do votes for up.size, and you can do votes for down.size, if you spell it right. And you'll see that no one has voted down for this. So that gives you an example of how you might want to use this gem. There's a lot of other things that you can do with this gem. You can check out the documentation for acts as votable now. If you, I would recommend at least browsing through this really quickly before the next video, where I'll show you how we can actually implement this inside of our app.